I just really like the walls and just coming out in the countryside.
They form a very useful resting place and habitat for all the wildlife that lives in them.
I mean, they're almost sort of artistic or sculptural, really, I suppose, in their own way.
It certainly gives you a great sense of pride to see something arise from nothing and it's there to stand for another 100 years.
Dry stone walls are an ancient form of boundary used for many thousands of years, from before the days when mortar was invented. They are important in terms of landscape and wildlife, as well as providing stock proofing. In the southwest, the walls were built through enclosure in the 17th and 18th century. They were built to provide field boundaries and to clear stone from the fields. The Mendips cover nearly 200 square kilometres, with significant areas being owned by the National Trust and Forestry Commission. This unique area of outstanding natural beauty is now highly dependent on its volunteers for maintenance. I'm Chris Stevens, and I've been a member of the Dry Stone Walling Association for a number of years. I became interested in dry stone walling purely out of accident when I was on holiday with my 8 and 10-year-old children in Devon. I got so bored with their sea fishing exploits that I went away and started rebuilding an area wall that had fallen down, and I found it really fascinating and really interesting and very relaxing. And that has not really changed. I suppose in the same way as people like doing crossword puzzles, and it is a very satisfying activity, and I do it, I suppose, because I enjoy it. Dry stone walls you can find anywhere in the world. The oldest seem to be somewhere around about 5,000 years old. Most of the dry stone walls, certainly in the south of England, are related to the Enclosure Acts. Enclosing what had been open fields into smaller fields was a way of both improving the breeding of livestock and also the production of arable crops.
Before barbed wire and wire netting, the only way to keep animals where you wanted them was to either build walls or build fences, and walls are a lot more permanent. They're there for, as we can see, for hundreds of years.
Unfortunately, many miles of walls are now 200 years old and are falling into a state of disrepair. Originally they would have been maintained on an annual basis, but increased mechanisation since the war and reduced labour levels on farms means that this practice has long since been abandoned. Many walls have been neglected to the point where expensive major repair work is now required. The techniques all over the world seem to be much the same. I think over a period of trial and error, people have devised the best way of using dry stone. I mean, basically it's very simple. You put one stone on top of another. But if you want them to stand up for 150 years, then there are good ways of doing it, not such good ways. The Dry Stone Walling Association of Great Britain is a registered charity founded in 1968 to preserve, improve and advance education in the craft of dry stone walling. The aims of the South West England branch reflects this, encouraging wallers of all abilities, both professional and amateur, to improve the quality and quantity of their work. The branch also encourages the repair and maintenance of existing walls rather than their destruction. To this end, it runs a programme of events, training courses and displays.
They're doing the first stage of the course, taking down the old section of wall. As you can see, they're just starting to take it down and put it into piles, respective piles, ready for the rebuild later on. By the end of the weekend, they should be going away knowing all the skills they need to know to build a dry stone wall. We should hopefully cover all the main points. So that they should be able to build themselves a wall of some description using the techniques that I've explained.
Well, I think it's a skill you just have to keep trying with and just keep practicing at it. It's really therapeutic as well, actually, because you just get really concentrating on it and forget all your other things in life, so it's good.
I've got a section of a garden at home that I wanted to build a nice wall on, and dry stone walls look lovely, of course.
The weekend course today obviously will give us a good opportunity then to pick up those skills and hopefully then put them into practice.
I'm Julia. I'm a member of the South West England Dry Stone Walling Association, and my husband and I own this land here at Deerleap. They're all very professional, they all know exactly what they're doing, so you know you're being taught by somebody who is very skilled. And for a landowner, you know that your wall is being rebuilt to a good standard.
We are delighted in the Trust group, that's the Wellesden District Centre, to support you, because not only do you do a job which is great for the heritage of this country, but you also do it very efficiently, and you're spreading the word, a heritage word, which is a benefit to the National Trust, and you can see it locally, and there's no doubt about it, it's something that we very much enjoy doing.
While there is declining farm work for the professional waller, there is increasing work in private gardens where ornamental walling is very popular. Many builders claim to be dry stone wallers, but the only way of ensuring walling quality is to employ someone holding a craft certificate of the Dry Stone Walling Association.
The walls in the landscape are very important to the wildlife. You will get some of the smaller animals, like stoats, will make holes in the wall and will bring their young there, and some of the birds may nest in them.
Dry stone walls need friends. Without public engagement, they will continue to disappear from our landscape, and their beauty and contribution to wildlife will be lost to future generations. The whole purpose of our Dry Stone Walling Association is to get a group of people together who are interested and prepared to practice and get better to the point where they're building standards of wall that are high in the craft.
If you don't have the people to repair the walls and build the new ones, then the walls will collapse and the craft will just die out.
There's hundreds and hundreds of miles of stone walls on the Mendip Hills, and a good number of them are collapsing, they're falling down. The stock in the field is pushing them down, you get roots from the trees pushing them down, so they do need maintenance. And hopefully if we get enough members we can sort of work in a coordinated way and repair them.
You hope that you can preserve for your children and grandchildren the things that you enjoyed in your life, and I suppose that's the main motivation.